Sherlock traffic, 58 Juliet is on a 5-mile straight and final for runway 30, Sherlock traffic.
By the way, those mountains straight ahead are the Sierra Nevada, and we are just crossing over into the Sierra Nevada foothills.
Sherlock traffic, 58 Juliet on a 3-mile straight and final for runway 30, Sherlock. Sherlock traffic, 58 Juliet is short and final runway 30, full stop. Sherlock traffic.
And by the way, these flat mesas that you see here, those are ancient lava flows. Back when Sierra Nevada was volcanic. It's called Tuolumne Table Rock Mountain, or Tuolumne Table Rock. And sorry about the prop artifacts. I can't see it, but you can. I can see it on the video. Looking straight forward through the cockpit, I can't see a thing. It just looks like there's no propeller out there at all. That lake down there is Lake Tulloch. It's a reservoir, not a natural lake. And we're going to turn and head up to Salt Springs Reservoir. Salt Springs Valley. Salt Springs Reservoir is in it.
Yeah.
Just over that hill is the town of Angels Camp, setting for Mark Twain's story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. I'm actually flying over Calaveras County at the moment. There's lots of old gold mines in these hills. They are everywhere. And they're all from the 1800s. And if you're wondering why the scenery is changing so slowly, this plane only goes about 75, 80 miles an hour if the wind isn't blowing. Many, many times I've been flying alongside a freeway and cars and trucks are passing me. I always say, you know, if you don't like if you don't like your forward progress in one direction, turn around and go the other way.
Video traffic is the 103 Victor Kilo, about 10 miles to the west, and enter the 45 for 30. Madeira traffic.
Those airplanes are all at other airports. There's a common traffic advisory frequency that's used. And several different airports in a given geographic area will use that. Actually, it's all over the country. I shouldn't even say it's in a specific geographic area.
Local traffic, 42 Gulf, turning west, east for 23 climbing.
And then for slightly lower use airports, they have that's called Unicom, that frequency that we're here listening to. And they have another one called Multicom, which is a different frequency. And between Unicom and Multicom, that's probably 90% of the airports in the United States. You have a radio scanner, it's FM 122.8 megahertz is Unicom, and 122.9 megahertz is Multicom.
Madeira traffic, 103 Kilo, about 5 miles in, 45 for Madeira.
How about change frequencies, Bruce?
Okay.
See you later, Bruce. I have no idea who Bruce is. Believe it or not, there's a runway in the side of the hill up there that we are pointing directly at. And I have actually landed on that runway in a plane exactly like the one I'm currently flying. I did it once just to say I did it. I would probably not do it again because there were cows down there and I spooked them and they almost ran me off the runway. You can call it a runway, it was a road. But it was a marked airport at one time. And I would never land in this airplane because I don't own this airplane. It's a borrowed friend's airplane, so treat it better than my own. See if we can spot that airport when we fly by it. I'll readjust the camera when I see it. You have to make a really, really, really super low approach to it to even land there.
Madeira traffic, 1036 Kilo, I have you in sight. Is it windy over there on the west side? Supposed to be getting windy, I'm not sure though. Roger that, thank you. Of course. Madeira traffic, 1036. Madeira.
You have this little road down right over there in that open clearing. Yeah, I've landed there. Wouldn't do it again. Actually, I'm sorry, it's up here. It's actually in pretty good shape still. Sorry, it wasn't that road, it is. That runway down there. Hopefully you can spot it. It's hard to spot. It's actually in really good shape still. A little narrow, there's trees on either side of it. Yeah, I landed there once. Like I said, they do keep cows there. I wouldn't land there again. All right, throttle back, go into cruise mode again. Try to be gentle with this old girl. There's Salt Springs Reservoir.
Branch Marietta traffic, Warrior 41785. 9 miles to the east, approaching for a 45 downwind entry for runway 22, Ranch Marietta traffic.
Just give us the info, not your life story. That reservoir up there is a New Hogan. It was super, super, super dry before. Good to see it full of water again. There's another little airstrip up here that my last airplane that I built, I landed on it, misjudged something and took the landing gear off. Yeah, and the insurance company bought the airplane from me. The only other time, so I've landed there, I've never taken off. And the only other time I've flown from there is with my powered parachute. I did go to they teach people how to do powered paragliding there, so I went to a fly-in that they hold every year. And I won't do that again. There's too many cowboys. People that they barely get any training and they're just all over the place. Going nuts, doing crazy things. Yeah, that's the airstrip right there in that little clearing you're looking at. Actually, you're probably looking at the wrong clearing because it's the one that's the most obvious. It's the lesser obvious clearing beyond that big one. The one that's, let's see if I can point. Does it want me to point? Oh, now look what I did. No, I'm not going to point. It's that little clearing that's like right off the nose of the airplane. Right now. Believe it or not, there's a runway in there. All right, I'm going to peel off to the west here. Fly back up the valley towards home. I don't know if you can see it out there or not.
Branch Marietta traffic, Warrior 41785. 3 miles to the east for a left base entry to runway 22, touch and go, Ranch Marietta traffic.
Got to be a student pilot. I don't know if you can see it, but straight out in front of us, there's a couple of little peaks. That's Mount Diablo. It sits between the Bay Area and San Francisco Bay Area and the Central Valley. Actually, that's the north end of the bay. If you flew just about 10 degrees to the left of that mountain, straight on, you'd hit San Francisco. I have flown through there, but it's a headache. It's about like you'd imagine driving in San Francisco. Flying in it is only slightly better because there's no traffic, but it's, yeah. All right, we are going to turn back up towards Oakdale.
Rancho Miria, traffic order 4.
All right, that guy was pretty chatty. And this is all pretty featureless terrain out here, so I'm going to put it on pause until we get to something more interesting. Well, this particular area won't look like much, but it has a lot of sentimental value to me, because this area right here, from here on about back to the airport where we're headed, is where I learned to fly. This is what we call our practice area. There's really nothing out here, nobody to hurt if you crash. And lots of places to land if you do have problems. Excuse me. So, yeah, I like it out here. It's basically where Bun Moreland taught me to fly. His name was Bun. He's no longer with us. He was a character. I'll have to do a video sometime where I'm just telling stories about learning to fly. There's a lot of them. So, and up there in the hazy distance is Lake Woodward. So, all right, back to pause.
Okay, let's talk.
And those guys are chatty. I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but I'm looking out here and I can see it. There are so many dust plumes out there. Looks like they're harvesting spice on dune. Good old Arrakis. You're expecting a sandworm to come up through, swallow them up any time. Oh man, I've never seen so many. I've never seen so many trees.
Also traffic 42 Golf turning right down.
They just keep planting them year after year after year. So, all right, I'm going to put you guys back on ignore until we pull into the pattern here at Oakdale. That's coming up here in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, please return your seat backs and tray tables so they're fully upright in locked position. We are about to enter the pattern for Oakdale Municipal Airport, where I learned to fly and where I'm
Delta traffic Tomahawk
still flying.
452 Tango, about 3 miles to the north. We're going to be entering a left traffic runway 28 Delta.
And I'll show you how radio calls are supposed to sound. Not that I'm the expert, but after 30 years of flying, I've developed a system that I think is pretty good. And it conforms with the, just real quick, those white buildings down there on the right. My buddy Bill works there. He is a network administrator, much like myself. All right, we are about to enter the pattern. Oakdale traffic, Champ 8390901 is on a 3-mile left 45 over the Candy Factory, inbound runway 28, Oakdale. All right, that was my radio call. No stuttering. Told them where I was. Concise and to the point. And I said left 45 because all normally patterns are left-hand turns, unless otherwise marked on the airport. And they will mark them on the airport if you make right turns instead of left turns. All right, I am approaching the airport at a 45-degree angle, which is standard practice, standard pattern entry. I didn't take any shortcuts today. I could have.
Oakdale traffic. Shin 5149 Victor, departing runway 28, Oakdale, left downwind departure.
There's somebody on the ground getting ready to take off. Oakdale traffic, Champ 90901 is turning left downwind, runway 28 Oakdale, have the departing traffic in sight. Letting him know I saw him. Heavy inside. All right, we pull on carb heat.
There's 42 Golf turning right downwind to runway 5. Hospital.
And start throttling back when we're abeam the numbers at the end of the runway.
Downwind traffic, Tomahawk 245 Tango, flying over midfield at 2,100. Teardrop into downwind. Downwind traffic.
All right, we're going to approach at 60 miles an hour. 60 miles per hour. Oakdale traffic, Champ 991, turning left base, runway 28, Oakdale. See, just like that. You don't have to put a whole lot of extra in there. It's getting a little sporty down here close to the ground. It was smooth as glass up high.
Air Traffic Commander 136, Tango Charlie 3000, descending for 8 miles to your west, left downwind 30 up there.
Look out, final. Nobody's on final. Turning final, a little high, that's okay. You can always lose altitude. You can't gain it if your engine quits. Oakdale traffic, Champ 991, short final, 28 Oakdale. All right, got the runway made, so we're going to kill the throttle. And we do the dance. Oh, and the phone moved. Sorry about that, guys. And what you see, that's pretty accurate to what I see, which is not much. This is a tail airplane. Once it's on the ground, it's hard to see. Hard to see directly in front of you. All right, we're going to go down to the gas pumps.
Oakdale traffic, Comanche 313, Mike Whiskey is about 9 miles east-northeast for landing 26 Oakdale 1, or left upwind for left crosswind, then left downwind for 26.
It's 28 at Oakdale.
28 Oakdale, 3 Mike Whiskey, thanks.
Corrected the guy. He's coming into some unknown runway. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to go down here and get some gas and put it to bed. So hope you enjoyed the flight, and we'll catch you guys all some other time. God bless.